Have you ever felt like you're just fighting against the current of life, trying to force the reality you want into existence? Well, today we are diving into a philosophy called Reality Transurfing, and it proposes a completely different way of doing things. So let's just start with the one question that kind of flips everything we've been taught on its head. Forget about creating, building, or struggling for what you want. What if everything you could possibly desire already exists? And what if your only job was to simply choose it? That right there, that's the fundamental shift in perspective reality transurfing asks us to make. All right, so if we're going to choose our reality, we're going to need a new map, right? And the transurfing model, it operates on a totally different set of rules than what most of us are used to. So this model kicks off with a concept called the alternative space. Just imagine, like a giant metaphysical library or an infinite information field. This field contains the script for every single possible event, past, present, and future. Every choice you could ever make, every path you could possibly take, it all coexists in there as a potential reality, or what transurfing calls a lifeline. And this is what completely reframes our whole approach to goals. That dream job you want, that amazing relationship, that creative breakthrough, it isn't something you have to painstakingly build from scratch. Nope. According to this philosophy, it already exists as a fully formed possibility. The trick is learning how to tune into its frequency and select that specific lifeline from all the others. So you might be thinking, okay, if all these awesome realities are just available, why aren't we all effortlessly hopping onto our ideal lifelines? Well, transurfing says there are two major forces that keep us stuck, and a lot of the time, we don't even realize they're there. The first obstacle is something transurfing calls pendulums. Think of them as these invisible energy vortexes. Anytime a group of people, like a political party, a corporate culture, even a viral social media outrage, starts thinking in the same direction, they create one. And this pendulum then takes on a life of its own, and its only goal is to get more emotional energy from you to keep itself swinging. And here's the really crucial part. Pendulums thrive on any strong emotion. They do not care if you're a passionate supporter or a furious opponent. A hater feeds them just as much energy as a devotee. It's wild, right? So by getting you hooked on conflict or outrage or fanaticism, they drain your energy and pull you onto their lifeline, which, let's be honest, often has absolutely nothing to do with your own happiness. This is the classic pendulum playbook. It's so brilliant. It pokes the bee's nest to create a problem. Then it convinces you that the bees are your mortal enemy and that you must fight them. So what happens? You react with fear and anger, you get stung, and the pendulum triumphantly says, "See, I told you so," all while feeding on the very drama that it created in the first place. Okay, the second obstacle, and this one we create all by ourselves, is called importance. Now, I find this idea absolutely fascinating because it's the fuel for so many of our problems. In this model, the universe is always seeking balance. So when we make something too important, a desire, a fear, our own ego, we create this intense energy imbalance. This is what's called excess potential, and it summons balancing forces to neutralize it, often in ways that work directly against what we want. And you can bet those pendulums we just talked about are experts at getting us to create this importance, because it hooks us right into their drama. This analogy just makes it crystal clear. If a wooden plank is on the ground, you can walk across it effortlessly, no problem. But you place that exact same plank between two skyscrapers, and suddenly the task is terrifying. The plank hasn't changed, but the importance of not falling has created this massive excess potential, generating fear and tension that actually make you more likely to fail. This is exactly why desperate wanting often pushes things away. Okay, so we have the map, and we know the obstacles. Now let's get into the good stuff. The practical tools that transurfing offers to actually navigate this whole system. At the heart of transurfing are two types of intention. Now, inner intention is the one we know best. That's our personal willpower, our effort, our struggle. It's trying to paddle furiously upstream. But outer intention, that's the magic ingredient. It's the calm resolve to simply have. You stop paddling and you align yourself so the current of reality itself just carries you to your goal. You let the world bring the solution to you. The main tool for activating this outer intention is called the slide. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking. A slide is a vivid mental movie of your goal already realized. You're not visualizing the struggle to get there. No, you are mentally living in the reality where it has already happened. You're embodying the feeling of the destination. So how do you actually use it?
Well, first, you create that detailed mental movie. What do you see, hear, and feel in that amazing new reality? Second, you revisit it regularly, not with desperate effort, but with a calm certainty. Third, and this is so crucial, you connect with the positive emotions. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction right now. And finally, you let go. You release that importance and just trust that outer intention is handling all the logistics.
I absolutely love this quote because it completely demystifies the whole process. Think about it. You don't create excess potential around having a shower. You just know it's going to happen. It's a normal part of your day. The goal is to treat your slide the exact same way, as a natural, expected, and frankly, no big deal part of your reality that is simply unfolding. All right, there's one final, absolutely critical piece of the puzzle. For outer intention to really work its magic, there needs to be an internal alignment. And this is all about unifying your heart and your mind. We all know this feeling, don't we? Your heart, your soul, has this deep desire for something, to start a new career, maybe move to a new city, or pursue a passion. But your mind, the logical part, immediately jumps in with all the reasons why it's impractical, risky, or just plain foolish. And this internal conflict creates a disharmony that completely blocks the flow of outer intention. This analogy just makes it perfectly clear. Your heart sees a toy that completely lights it up, but the mind, playing the sensible parent, immediately says, no, that's not for us, and pulls the heart away, leaving that quiet little feeling of disappointment. Transurfing's goal is to get the parent and the child to agree on the toy. When you finally find a goal where your heart truly desires it and your mind can see the logic and possibility in it, that's when you achieve this state of powerful coherence. The heart is singing with excitement and the mind is gleefully rubbing its hands together, planning the adventure. In this state of unity, you're not fighting yourself anymore, and you become this clear channel for outer intention to manifest your chosen lifeline. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful idea. If the world is just a mirror, it's not reacting to what you want, it's reacting to what you are, to your inner state. So the ultimate question isn't what you want to achieve out there, it's what inner reality are you choosing to broadcast right now.